In the midst of all the unrest of Catalonia's supposed independence from Spain, there is one question that has all football fans scratching their heads. What would a Spanish national team look like without the Catalonian natives? And who can they not afford to lose with the World Cup right around the corner? Here, I'll give you the rundown of the top 10 players who they can't afford to lose. And yes, if you haven't already guessed it, all of these players have been at Barcelona during some stage in their career, with 6 of them in the current squad at the Camp Nou. Up first on the list is forward Gerard De Lefou. It seems no matter how many seasons he spends away from the club, De Lefou just can't resist re-signing for his boyhood team. Despite loan spells at Everton and AC Milan, with a permanent deal at Everton thrown in there too, he now finds himself yet again trying to kickstart his career in Barca colours. But would he be missed from the Spanish national team? Not at the moment. With so many attacking options ahead of him at club and international level, it seems like he won't even get the minutes to put in a claim for a starting spot. At number 9 is a youngster whose value to the Spanish team and the Barcelona first team isn't of any real importance. Not at the moment anyway. Having played in every age group for Spain from under 16s to under 21, Sergey Samper is on the radar for sure, and potentially with a full La Liga season under his belt this year on loan at Las Palmas, he could work his way into the national squad for next summer. A holding midfielder with similar qualities to Sergio Busquets though, means that it looks unlikely he'll be able to break his way into the red starting lineup. Number 8 on this list sees the first of 2 players in the Premier League on this countdown. After spending his early teenage years in Barcelona's youth teams, Hector Bellerin made this switch to Arsenal aged just 16. Since then, he has been converted from a right winger to a right back, although the attacking side of his game is still there for all to see. So would he be missed by Spain should he play for a Catalan 11? Again, not really. He's only made 3 international appearances for Spain, and with Cesar Azpilicueta and Dani Carvajal ahead of him, his chances look slim. Next up is a player who'd probably find the right back spot more achievable in a Catalonian 11 than in the Spanish one. His position at Barcelona is usually given to a midfielder in Sergio Roberto, and as with Bellerin, he'll have to fight off Azpilicueta and Carvajal if he wants to show his importance to the Spanish team in defence. And speaking of Sergio Roberto, he's next up on our list. Now this is where we find that there are more than just a few anomalies in this list, as Roberto is yet another player who, whilst playing regularly at Barcelona, isn't in his favourite central midfield role, so his importance to the Spanish national team is pretty low at this point. It's probably made worse by the fact that the guys that keep him out of the national team also stop him from getting valuable minutes in the club team as well. With all the qualities that this next player possesses, you'd probably think he's a certainty for the Spanish squad. But having not played since the Euros last summer, Cesc Fabregas should probably get his Catalonian kit ready if they're to gain their independence. Now this isn't to say that he's a bad player, in fact it's the opposite, but maybe a slightly younger generation is preferred for Spain moving forward. Either way, regardless of whether he is or has been dropped, a Cesc Fabregas hole is a big hole nonetheless for the team. As we enter the top 4 on this list, we come to some players whose absence will mean more and more to the Spanish national team. Starting with defender Marc Bartra. Now plying his trade in Germany with Borussia Dortmund, Bartra has managed to hold down a place in the national squad, but not really the team. This is due to the presence of former teammate Gerard Pique and captain Sergio Ramos. Should one of these two get injured though, Bartra has proved himself to be a more than capable replacement and would be a miss for the team. It's probably fair to say that your team will be a whole lot weaker if you take out your starting left back, and that's exactly what could happen to the Spanish national team. Despite the recent trend of moving to a back 3, Jordi Alba has managed to keep his place in both the Barcelona and Spain team, and although he's only 5'6", that will be some big boots to fill. However, this could be good news for the likes of Marcos Alonso in the left back spot. Our penultimate player is definitely the most outspoken on this list. Although he didn't actually say whether he would vote yes or no to the independence, Gerard Pique certainly came out and gave his approval of people having the right to decide. He also said that should any member of the Spanish FA doubt his commitment or feel he's disruptive to the team, he'd have no problem stepping down. This has sent the rumour mill into an absolute frenzy about whether he'll be quitting the national team, but if he ever did, Spain would be missing one of the best defenders in the world and an integral part of their plans for the World Cup. Finally, we come to a player much adored by all of the footballing purists, no matter any national allegiance they may have. On the field, the most famous quote about him comes from Vicente del Bosque, who said that if you watch the whole game, you don't see Busquets, but if you watch Busquets, you see the whole game. Very high praise indeed for his on-the-field abilities, but off it, he's caused a bit of a storm by apparently refusing to stand with teammate Gerard Pique's political stance and refusing to let politics get in the way of his football career. But with all the rumours surrounding this, one thing is for certain. Spain aren't the same team without Busquets in their side, and this is a potentially tournament-defining decision. So what would this mean for a potential Catalonian 11? Will FIFA allow the Spanish players to play on that side? Or can anyone who's recently played for another national team be allowed in? For example, Lazio's Balde Keita has played for Senegal, but is of Spanish and Catalonian descent. Would he fit into that team? What do you guys think would happen? Let us know and don't forget to subscribe.